Um, so what are the biggest challenges in getting satellite data into weather models, and how are we overcoming them? So I know you talked about, the size, like the
Mhm.
mass, the data amount. But are there any other challenges that you feel like are that you're interacting with for the weather models?
Yeah, I think maybe some people have heard this saying that's been out there is that your AI model is only good as the data that go in, right? Garbage in equals garbage out.
Yeah.
So it would be one thing to have satellite sensors that are not making very good measurements, and it wouldn't really help your weather forecast in the end because it's too noisy or maybe too irregular, and it's just not helping out weather forecasts. But at Tomorrow, we've actually shown that even though we're a much smaller sensor, we've had to make some changes to the satellite to make sure we can fit on there with the power requirements and the choices of the specific wavelengths that we're taking measurements at. But it turns out that we're actually making high quality observations on a much cheaper platform. And I think
Hmm.
there's been some posts from the company about the independent evaluations from the JCSDA, I think is the acronym.
Yes.
And
Oh, wow.
JJ and Ryan, I think Ryan's been on this show before. Of
Yes.
They've been feeding it into traditional weather models. And for those who don't understand or maybe haven't been exposed to it, is that these physics-based weather models do not like bad data, and
Mm.
they will just explode. Like, not the computer won't explode, but the weather
Yeah.
simulation will explode. And for those who are in
Mm.
the weather community, it's the CFL errors that we always get when if you ever tried to run a weather model. It's like basically inside the weather just goes unconstrained because that observation was unconstrained. Like, say is super
Mm.
noisy and didn't really characterize the weather as it's supposed to. So it's always a big challenge is when you have some new sensor getting it into those physics pipelines is you need to have high quality data. And luckily, our maybe not luckily, by design, our sensors are collecting high quality data that have been able to fit right into weather models, the traditional ones as well as the AI weather ones we've been building.
That's really
They
good.
have been working there, collecting good data. We're still running into some size requirements. I mean, even though I'm training AI weather models, like I said, on more of a single GPU, that single GPU still has memory constraints. So, still playing the fun games of how do we get all of this data to pump through this weather model still. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. We spent a lot of time about the data side of things when I was talking to Ryan,
mhm.
and and the importance of like kind of the almost like, and maybe this is because I'm in the business side, market side. I'm like data cleanliness, but it
Mhm.
actually just it's important for everything because it's like even when I discuss AI with other people, it's like you get what you give it,
Mhm.
and it sounds like it's on another scale of importance that you get what you give it. If you give it something that's unclear, like in a lot of ways, you can think data as instruction, right? Of
Yep.
move
Exactly.
forward with this XYZ, right? It's like an equation, and right, it's physics.
Mhm.
And if you give it bad information, it won't work. You won't get what you want, or as you put it, it will explode. So obviously not physically explode. We're not like dealing with like a James Bond explosion of like a
Just
computer data
in
sensor or something.
simulation explosion.
But yeah, but more of like it will
Yeah, like
not
you,
work.
you get weird things like absolute zero in the atmosphere, which makes no sense physically.
Yeah. But it's like, those who are really interested in this and do equations a lot, or those who maybe haven't done, a really complicated equation since, university or high school, right? It's like putting in the wrong variable, you'll get and put it in the calculator just gives you like error.
Mhm.
So right. It's just you won't get anything, a real result out of it if you're not giving it the right thing, which is important.